Hey everyone, AJ here. How you doing? I hope you're good. Been a full day since you last heard from me. I know what you're all thinking. You're all crying, "Where's AJ? It's been a whole day." Don't worry, it's okay. I'm back for another video. In today's video, another discussion. Yeah, I want to have a little quick, discussion with you guys. I want to know what you guys think since the GTA 6-1 went down, overall, not too many salty comments. So, with the new Saints Row coming out, there's a lot of nervous people. So today, I'm going to, discuss where I think this game will slot in on my list of games. So I'm going to talk about, my King of all the Saints Rows from 1 to Get Out of Hell. I might even include Agents of Mayhem, but I think we all know where that's being ranked. And then where do I think the Saints Row reboot will slot in at this amount of time with the information I've gotten. Okay? So, let's get into the list. I'm going to say Saints Row 3 and 2 are tied for first. I love them both for very different reasons. Saints Row 3 I love because of nostalgia, the charm of the game, and happy memories. Saints Row 2 I love because of just it being a technically better game, a better story, and I was more into the game as I was playing it. I was like, oh my god, what could happen next? Two very different games, realistically, even though they're in the same franchise. So I love them for different reasons. And then there's Saints Row 4. Which I'm going to put under that. I know that's going to shock a lot of people, but hear me out, okay? I liked Saints Row 4. It was fun. Do I think Saints Row 1 is a better game? Yes. But I just haven't sunk that much time into it, realistically. I just haven't sunk that much time to Saints Row 1. It's a really big grind, and I don't want to sit there and play an open world game where I feel like I have to grind at respect and stuff. And to be honest, I've completed Saints Row 4 multiple times and had a blast doing it every time. Again, very different games, so you can't really compare them. But when it comes to the game I prefer, I'd rather play 4 than 1. But I still think 1 is a better game. But that's just my opinion. I know some people are going to be mad at me for that, but please try and chill out. And then Agents of Mayhem just goes to the bottom because I played it once and then my disc broke and I could never play it again, and now it won't even install with it saying that my data's corrupted. Thanks, Agents of Mayhem, by the way. Thanks for that refund I never got. I brought that day one. Not very cool of you. But, yeah, so, where do I think this reboot's going to slot in? Is it going to be above 2 and 3? No. No. Is it going to be below Saints Row 1? No, it's not. It's going to go right between Saints Row 2/3 and 4. I'm going to say that this game will either be the second best Saints Row I've played or the third best Saints Row I've played. And now hear me out. The characters are probably the biggest defect with the game that we've seen so far, from the information I've got so far, okay? People are looking at the characters and being super hated. I don't hate them. I'm going to be honest. I did at the start. They've grown on me. A significant amount. I don't despise these new Saints, especially since doing my Goodbye 3rd Street video. I had a proper send-off for the old characters, and now I kind of like the new ones, because I'm looking at them with open eyes. So, if you hate the characters, maybe go watch my Goodbye 3rd Street, because it made me feel a bit better about the characters at least, so who knows? It might help you. But I don't hate the characters, and I think that they all have potential. And then, from what I've heard from numerous people, the map is the best map we've seen. Now, I'm not just talking about Volition here. Reputable sources, including one certain man who knows who he is, has said this map is amazing and better than Stillwater. Stillwater's map is the best one in the series. This we all know. So if it's better than that, then that has a huge impact on whether this game's going to be great or not. Because let's be honest, if it's got a good map, at least there's something to do. You know what I mean? Let's say that the story's crap and the gameplay's crap. At least I can go and explore a vast map with tons to do. You know what I mean? But still, the gameplay, again, I've heard is really good. Saints Godzilla said that it's some of Volition's best work. So I'm looking at this situation, and if you think about it logically, no hatred for the new characters in mind. Best map ever. Best gameplay ever. Characters I don't hate. And we're forming the Saints. Sounds like a pretty good game. It's just the characters. And, to me, I don't think it's going to hold back the game too much. That's my honest thoughts. I don't think the characters will hold back the game too much. So my question is, why do I hate the game? Because, well, I don't hate it, but why is it, so hated, should I say? Why does everyone else hate the game? And it's mainly because of the characters. Because of marketing. And the way I look at it, again, is... should I really hate a game because the marketing was shit? Because when this game comes out, if it's amazing, am I going to hold the marketing against it? No, of course not. If Saints Row 2 had awful marketing, it would still be a legendary game. So what's stopping this one? I mean, think about it. If Saints Row 2 had a shitty CGI trailer, the game wouldn't be changed. So I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it as fair a chance as I can. And I genuinely think that this game could be tied with 2 and 3 easily. Maybe even overtake them. Depending on the way the plot goes. It's the story and the characters that I'm most interested to see what happens now. Because when it comes to Saints Row's gameplay and the world, I've heard it's great. And I trust the people who said that, so I'm going to go with it being great. The question is, are the characters and the story going to enhance the game or hold it back? And if either of those, to what degree? So, let's just imagine Saints Row 2 again. If Saints Row 2's story was awful, does the gameplay save it? I'd say yes. I'd say that if Saints Row 2 had an awful story with awful characters, just driving around, fucking about in Stillwater would be fun enough for me to buy the game. And if Saints Row 3 is a perfect example of gameplay being the leading factor and story being left behind. The story, the style, the characters, everything was arguably a downgrade. Despite the gameplay. And the gameplay saved that game for me, and it's now one of my favourite games of all time. So I'm going to give this reboot the full benefit of the doubt. I'm going to go fully optimistic and not hold the fact that these characters might not be great against it. Because even if these characters aren't great, the game still can be. You know what I mean? And I think that's an important thing to remember when going into it. But also, I don't want to overhate these characters. I keep talking about the characters not being great, but I've seen nothing about them, really. I mean, sure, we've had little Tinder bios worth of information, but that's not their story. That's not their lore. That's not the backstory of the characters. It's just basic information. So, I'm going to give it a chance. A huge chance, okay? I'm going to go in fully optimistic with the best mindset I can, as I always do. And then I'm just going to see how I feel by the end of it. And either I'll be laughing because the game was great and I was right the whole time, or I'll be upset because the game was bad and I was wrong the whole time. But either way, we can't do anything until the game's out. So let me know what you think. Where do you think this game's going to come in your list of Saints Rows? Do you think it'll be the worst one, the best one, in the middle? Because I don't know yet. But from what I've seen nothing devastating, honestly. I think it's just the initial shock that got everyone. I think that if you look at it logically, it doesn't look too bad. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I love you, and I'll see you soon.